Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Home Life Love. My name is Rachel and I feel so nervous. I have not uploaded a video in so long. I don't feel that I'm unique, but during this time that we're living in, we've had a lot of different issues that we've come across, a lot of losses that we've suffered, and so I have not had the opportunity to upload. Well, I have before this, but it was just hard getting back into my schedule. But I'm so nervous. Anyway, I just wanted to come on and first of all, thank you so much for all the kind words that have come to me from you, so many of you, just asking what was happening, where I was, and just finding out if I was okay, checking on me. I really didn't expect that, and I was just so happy when I received so many well wishes and just messages. It was really a very touching thing for me, and well needed, because of course we all need encouragement, especially if we are going through very difficult times. We've suffered quite a number of losses over this time that we've been on lockdown, and some a lot more close to home than others, but losses nonetheless. And it has been a trial, and my husband and I definitely wanted to be sure that our children had the space to express their feelings and know that there was always someone there to listen. And so I tried to make myself as available as possible. So I have been trying to keep up with everyone, and definitely with everyone's videos. I have been watching on my television for the most part, and so sometimes my comments are a little bit later simply because I cannot comment on my television. But I have been thoroughly enjoying the content that you have all been putting out, and I just thank you so much for all of your kindness. And I will try to be back on my schedule now. And thank you for the encouragement to come back. So what I have been doing, of course, we have been homeschooling for, this is our 7th year. And so we are used to being in the home, which is the purpose of my Home Life Love channel, in that I'm trying to continue to love my home life, even though I'm always here. But of course, right now it has taken on an entirely different form, in that we are not really in a position to go out freely and just do things that we would normally do. So we are definitely feeling the burn of this lockdown. Of course, it's something to protect us, but we are definitely feeling the burn. But for a little while, I kind of lost myself in my grounding, in that I was not really taking care of the things that I would normally do in order to keep myself happy while I'm at home, because I was just dealing with all of the losses that we suffered. And so I was able to actually just pick up after a while. It was very difficult, but I think it was one day when I was telling my husband that my calves didn't have the same definition that they had before. And he told me, that's because you don't wear high heels anymore. And normally I wear high heels absolutely all the time. Unless I'm wearing my rain boots, I have on high heels. If I'm working out, of course, I wear sneakers, but even with my sneakers, I have to have some kind of an instep in it so that I have the elevation that my legs need, because I'm just used to wearing high heels. And so I thought about that, and I said, there are so many things that I'm not doing now that I was doing all the time, just about my entire life. My mom always wore high heels, and so I've always worn high heels. And so that was something I was used to, and there was just something about that just made me realize I need to get back into my life. So that being said, I'm really focusing on things that are going to keep me motivated and happy and content is a really big thing for me right now. And one of the big things that I was looking for was eucalyptus plants. Not the plant itself, but just the stalks of eucalyptus. And because I'm not in a position to go out and search manually, just like store to store, I was looking online for different stores that had eucalyptus, and I was not able to find anything. And then I went to my local store, health food store, that I do my package-free shopping at, and they had fresh eucalyptus one day, and I could not believe it. I was so happy. I was overjoyed, because eucalyptus does so much for you as far as calming you. And when you are feeling any kind of sorrow, or just like feeling kind of like in a mood or something, it is definitely very good for you. And so I wanted fresh eucalyptus. Now that was just the fresh stalks. So when I finally found it, I was so happy. And so where I put it was in my shower stall. I put it right in there, right bunched behind the shower head. And so as I'm taking a shower, you just get that refreshment from the eucalyptus. It is a very, very subtle smell. It is not harsh, and I absolutely love it. And so that was something that really, really put me back into my mode of, okay, I have to keep up with myself and I have to continue to move on, because it was just very, very uplifting when I found that. It just made me feel so happy. The next thing that I have been doing in this time is I've gone back to just choosing a purse for the week. Instead of just feeling, okay, I don't have a need for purses. I love my purses. I have so many of them. But instead of not feeling that I don't have a need to use a purse, what I did was I rewatched one of Julia's videos from Accessorize Your Life, where she talked about shopping during this time, what type of purse did you have? And I was not, at that time, I was not using a purse. I was just putting things into my pockets because I didn't want to bring anything out with me. And I decided that I needed to start bringing a purse because, again, my mom absolutely always had a purse with her. And so I've always had a purse. And so it was just off that I was not carrying a purse, and it was affecting me. As much as it seems to be very simple. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the eagles are flying over my neighbor's house. Anyway, I started carrying a purse again. And even when I'm in the house, I have a purse packed as if I'm going to leave. And I only leave for grocery shopping for the most part, unless we have another emergency where we have to go out. But I have been carrying a purse with me, even in the house. Not with me, but just I have it packed and ready to go. If I need something, I go to my purse, and it does make me feel very good about just being here all the time. So I have two purses this week. Between this week and last week, I have two purses that I've been carrying. The first one is a small one, and this one I started carrying, and I took my little puffy puff off of it. This is the Coach Disney collaboration that they did a few years ago. It wasn't their latest one, it was the one right before then. And I got this purse right here, and when I would go out, I would take this puff off. I'm like, I don't want anything attaching itself to my puff, and I would just keep this little leather one on right here from Victoria's Secret. And what I love about this purse, I attached a different strap to it, and this goes to another one of my Coach bags, and this sits like right on me when I am out. I'll show you. You see, it's just like right on me. It's not hanging, it's not low down. It's just like right on me like this. And so I love this because I can just go inside, get my wallet, and I can just put it right back in. So this was the first thing that I decided that I was going to start using. Simply, the challenge with this purse is the leather is very soft, and so I just didn't feel comfortable using this bag because it's hard for me to wipe it down and not damage it. And so I stopped using this one. I just decided that I wouldn't use that one anymore. And so I went to using my Longchamp, and this Longchamp is the one I have been using for the most part because it's just very neutral, and I love this bag. It's just, I don't know where these things were all my life. I tell you, I love a nice tote, but this one right here is waterproof. So you take a wipe and you wipe it down, and it works out so nicely. It's nice and big, very, very roomy. I love this purse. I'm trying to figure out what this little thing is here, but I realized that it is my sanitizer. My little turtle sanitizer from Bath & Body Works. The first time that I ever got wind of these bags was when, again, Juvia from Accessorize Your Life, she shared her bag that she purchased from, I believe it was Nordstrom's. She went to the Nordstrom sale and she got this bag, and I fell in love with the Longchamp purse, and I'm still in love with it. I have quite a few of them now. The one that I wanted was just the color that she had, and I was able to find that one. I had to buy it pre-loved because it wasn't available in store anymore. And then the one that I fell in love with was the Hawthorne, and I have that one, and it is everything that I wanted it to be. I think that my preferred size in this bag, this is the medium size, but it is the small one that is my preferred size. And so for the others that I have, they are the small ones. And then I have a briefcase and a crossbody that's a little, looks like a little feed bag for a horse. They're very beautiful, and I have really, really enjoyed these. And like I said, all I have to do is wipe this down because it is waterproof. It is the perfect bag if you are nervous about, you know, any kind of germs attaching itself to anything that you have. Now I'm going to go on to a little fun section, and I am going to talk about some makeup palettes that I have been using non-stop. Absolutely non-stop. We do a lot of meetings with our congregation on Zoom, and so I have been wearing makeup, and in the time that we've been in, I decided I wanted to find my signature go-to look, and I have. And when I did, what I did was I went through all of my makeup, and I found all of the palettes that have colors in it that I can use absolutely every day or build it up to something else. And this is my top drawer choice bundle right here. These are all of my top drawer choices. These are things that I keep right on top of my, I have a little cart that I have my makeup on now that I'm rotating through, and these are my top choices. And I'm going to very quickly go through them. I won't keep it too long. Starting off with the smallest one, this is the Natasha Denona Mini Lila palette, or Lila something. This is the Lila palette, and for the most part, these are the colors that I wear all the time. And so all of the palettes that I have here are going to have some kind of connection to these colors here. The next one that I'm going to show you is our favorite things. This is from DJ's Boutique. She has this palette. This was her first palette that she released. It has a huge mirror, so I'm not going to open it too far. And this palette right here has one of my absolute favorites, if not my absolute favorite purple color in it, right there smack dab in the middle. And I use absolutely all of these colors with the exception of this row, these three colors right here. Originally when I bought this, I bought it for my daughter because the colors are so intense, but when I got it, I just couldn't let go of it. But my daughter, these are her colors. These are the colors that she loves to use, so I don't even touch them, and those are going to be for her. But everything else, this is a very beautiful palette with wonderful color payoff. The comparison with the colors would definitely be Natasha Denona, because I can use those two palettes together and one doesn't cancel out the other. And then the next palette that I have been using nonstop in my top drawer is the Zulu palette from Juvia's Place. And this palette is not necessarily one that I use on my eyes. This is a palette that I use on my face. I have on a mixture of this color and this color as a blush today, and I absolutely love the combination. I just have some back here. It may not be showing up too strong right now simply because I've had this makeup on now for almost 8.5 hours. I put it on at 7:30, and I think it's about 3:30, 4 o'clock now. So this is like my face from 7:30 this morning. Just before I started this video, I just powdered a little bit just to touch up my face, but that was it. And I just touched up my lip color just a smidge. But my makeup has been staying so nicely with the choices that I have. I feel as if I'm doing my makeup totally differently now, and because I had the time to actually sit down and really figure out what I wanted. Okay, the next one is another one from DJ's Boutique. This is called The Reasons, and this palette, again, has a huge mirror on it, so I won't open it too far, but this is such a beautiful palette. There were two other palettes that I wanted to get. One was from Juvia's Place, and another one was another indie brand, and I realized that this palette had all of them right inside of it, and so I didn't need them. This is such a beautiful palette. This is a top drawer palette. It has everything that I want because the colors blend so beautifully that it's just perfect. I love these palettes. I love DJ's vision on her makeup line. These two palettes are always in my top drawer because I use them all the time. In the first one, Our Favorite Things, I definitely have dips in the colors that I use all the time, and I said, wow, that's amazing. But she did such a good job, and I'm so proud of her because those palettes really, really are top notch. Then another one that I have, this is a face palette. This is the Cover Effects palette, and this is something I've shared so many times on this channel. If you're familiar with my channel, it is these colors right here are so amazing. They are absolutely beautiful. There is not one color in this palette that I do not use, and I love it. And then this one right here is the Grandeur palette that was sent to me again by Julia. I'm just gonna put her name on the screen so I won't have to keep saying it. She sent me this beautiful palette, and I did not even know that these palettes came out. So when it came and I opened it, all I could think was, what is this? Because it is so me as far as the color story in this palette, even the amount of glitters in it. This is just so beautiful. This green right here is insanely beautiful. This color right here in particular has a pretty good sized dip in it because I use it all the time and I love it. And then this color down here called Need, that one is another one that is absolutely beautiful. I love this palette. It is so beautiful. And again, this one right here was from Juvia as well. And this one, I was so happy when she sent this to me because I tried to get this palette. When she shared it on her channel, I went to her website to try to see if I could. She has an eBay store and I tried to get it and it wasn't there. And then I wasn't able, my local store didn't have it anymore. And I really, really loved what was inside of here. And I have this in my top drawer because I'm going to show you the colors that I'm in love with. I love this color right here for my eyes. If I just want to put one kind of color on my eyes just to kind of like polish up my eyes a little bit, that color is amazing. But what I love it for even more is that all of these shimmers in here double as the most beautiful highlighters. Whenever I had a day where I just had on too much red on my face, I was trying something new that wasn't working, and what I did, my face was too red. I took this color right here and I used it as my highlighter so that the green could cancel out the red. And of course you're thinking, okay, green, that's not going to look good. But in reality, it blended out on the red as more of a goldy green, and it canceled out all of the red that was on my face and making my face look entirely too red. And I was so happy, so very pleased with that look that I have kept this in my top drawer ever since. Last palette that I have in my top drawer is the Jackie Aina palette from Juvia, and this I won in a contest that she had on her channel. And this, of course, you know this palette, and I will tell you, I slept on this palette. I didn't think I needed this until I received it, and I said, wow, I really slept on this palette, and that was not a good idea because this palette I needed. I definitely have major dips in ginger, edges, and credit. And then this big wig is a really, really nice purple as well. It's a very, very beautiful purple. And what I like about it is it matches well with my other palettes that I use all the time for the purples. The last thing I wanted to share with you today are my fragrances that I'm using right now. I have been switching out my fragrances. I have a couple that I am just going through because they're near the end of their existence with me, almost empty. And so I have Michael Kors Turquoise. This is absolutely my favorite fragrance that I use all year long, and I'm just, look at that, look how low it is. I squirt this on. I love to mix fragrances with this, and so this one right here is a wonderful one. And this right here, I can get it at the cosmetic store, and so it's always on a very, very good discount. So I love this. I always have this one on hand. I've gone through a couple of these bottles. The next one that I am using right now is my newest to my collection, which is my Jimmy Choo, I Want You, and this is absolutely gorgeous. This was sent to me through Influencer, and this bottle, everything, the fragrance, it is absolutely beautiful. It is a very, very, it's light and serious at the same time. Like, this is definitely a date night perfume because it is a more serious, I don't want to say strong, but more serious fragrance. Like, it's not for a child. I don't think this right here is for a child, like a teenager, whereas this one right here I could see a teenager wearing. But this right here is definitely grown, very sophisticated, and I really love it. This is a beautiful fragrance. I'm so happy that they sent this to me because this is, I don't even know that this would have been on my radar if it wasn't sent to me. So I'm really happy, and I think this is one I would repurchase. And so this is one that I'm using a lot right now. I have another one that is just on its last leg. It just has a little tiny bit at the bottom. And this is my Daisy Oh So Fresh Twinkle from Marc Jacobs. And this is not the top that it comes with. I just think this top looks better on it. It has a purpley flower. I keep all of my fragrance tops because when you go to the fragrance company online, you can get a discount on their sample or their tester sizes, but they don't come with tops a lot of the time. So if you already have your tops, you can just have them because I do like to have that the whole experience with my fragrances. So this is another one. This is very spring. This is an extremely spring scent. It looks like spring and it is spring. And I really, really love this scent. And then this is Very Sexy C from Victoria's Secret. I do not have the full size of this one right here, and this one is right down to here. They had a sale on these. I think they were like $5 for their purse sprays, and I got this. I have the Very Sexy and Very Sexy Night. This was Very Sexy C, and I just said, well, I don't need all of them because they don't have a very long wearing time. But this one, of all three of them, oof, this is so beautiful because it's a crisp citrus smell, and crisp citrus smells pair well with other fragrances, especially if they're buttery and powdery. This is a good one. So this is one to keep in my purse so that if I have on another fragrance and I tap this one on, it does not clash with it. It just enhances it and it doesn't overpower it. So this is really, really a good one for that. And so those are all of my items that I have been using to keep me healthy mentally. Of course, my biggest thing is going to be my time taking to study and read the Bible. I have really, really been diving into my Bible reading and my Bible study because, of course, that's ultimately the only thing that's going to make any bit of a difference as far as my happiness. And these things were all just extra things that I decided that I would pull out and just start using and keeping myself busy mentally, and it has been working as far as keeping me happy, and so I'm happy about them. And I am so happy that you were able to join me for this video today. I hope you come back. If this is your first time here, I say to you, welcome. And if you are a returning person who has watched my videos before, thank you so much. And if you're just here for today, I appreciate you as well, and I hope that you like something in this video, and perhaps we'll see each other again. I'll talk to you again soon, guys. Bye.